Yeah, I mean, I just interviewed Saigon, the rapper,
Mm-hmm.
and he told me about an incident where, he was thugging it out. He was carrying a gun everywhere. Somebody bumped into him. And when he like said, yo, you bumped into me, the guy was like, I don't give a fuck. He pulled out a gun, shot that guy, and accidentally shot another guy that was just in the area. So now
he was trying to shoot him and shot somebody else on accident.
Shot someone else. So he shot both of them. But one guy had nothing to do with it. He just happened to be nearby. Well, I guess the incident where two people got shot, it started with someone bumping into you?
Yep, that's it. The guy bumped me. I told him, yo, first he bumped me. I looked at him. He was ice grilling. I walked up to him. I'm like, yo, my man, you bumped me. He's like, fuck out my face, and gave me a little nudge. And then I shot him. And while I'm shooting him, the second guy I didn't even mean to shoot. He's running. I shot him in the back of his ass. I shot him up. And then I see another guy go, ah! And I'm like, oh, shit. He's hit.
Right. Yeah,
and he got 6 years for that shooting.
That used to happen a lot. That's back in the day when people stepped on your shoes and people took that shit very serious. Like, it's a street mentality. You know what I'm saying? People walking around with a chip on their shoulder. You know what I mean? And, somebody bump you, step on your shoe. In the streets, that's like, yeah, that might warrant you being shot or beat the fuck up real bad, That's sad, though. I mean, he shot another guy. His aim was off, I guess.
Well, I mean, your adrenaline is pumping. You're pulling out a gun. There's chaos everywhere at that point. The first shot goes off. People are screaming. And this was not the first shooting he had. There was another shooting he had where he shot at this guy's car. It was over a girl.
Damn. The Saigon was on one.
He was on one.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on one. He was thugging. He was in his element. And I'm glad, I can tell, today he's not the same person. But that usually comes with, the frustration of how you was raised, where you was raised at, and you showing people that, don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? So he was on one. He was thugging.
At 45 years old, when you look at this situation, and you look at one point you were that guy. If you step on BG Knocc Out's shoes, it's going to turn into a violent situation. At 45, do you realize how silly this is to give up
super silly, yes.
Decades of your life, or potentially the rest of your life, or potentially the death penalty if that person dies over scuffing a sneaker?
Yeah. It's very silly, man. But you have to understand the background. There's background information, meaning that we was raised that way. Like, Vlad, people had raised us to be like that. Don't take nothing from nobody. And then once you've encountered so many situations, and you probably was on the receiving end of a lot of that too. It could have happened to you. And then you was like, fuck that, I ain't gonna let that happen to me no more. So you became the aggressor in the situation. So, yeah, it's silly as hell. At 45, it sounds so silly to me, but I do understand it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because I know where it comes from. It's not just people walking around like I'm gonna shoot anybody that, you know what I mean? Like, that shit is built up in a person over time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is why you got to listen to people our age when it comes
absolutely.
to important life decisions.
Yeah, I mean, and the youngsters, they'll take it better from people who they know who've been through it before, as opposed to a guy with a suit that walks up, and don't look like he's ever even encountered, the streets at all. But people like us, yeah, definitely. People who've been to prison, who made it out, changed their ways, yeah, definitely should listen.